she heard the sound of music from somewhere else close by. So she followed the trail of those new notes till she found herself inside an old blues bar with the piano player there playing with a bluesy honky-tonk sound. And everyone who went to that room depressed, he turned their night around. Just another night in New York City. Snow comes down, looks real pretty. Can't believe, but somehow there you are, talking with strangers, sitting across the bar. Suddenly, all are laughing. It's not smart, always crafting, building bridges, nearly everywhere. It's a wall, it just builds the stairs. Outside cover, lights they bleed. Snow is white and the colors bleed. Yes, it just comes down like your salvation. It almost all its endlessly. It makes your neighbor every see by the light of that tree. It's on fire, electrified and blue. How you doing, Twin Cities? You wanna dance? Check this out. I gotta drop that simple childhood view of salvation. Perhaps that's how it was always meant to be. And the more I ate of all this information, it seems it all comes down here to you and me. So look around until you find a phone. Call your mom and everyone at home. The father's on and they start to cheer. You talk to folks who haven't seen in years. Then the snow comes down and the children play. They pray to God that never goes away. The child of prayer should never be denied. The night goes on till it's Caroline. Caroline, yes sir. Caroline. Oh, Caroline. Sing it, girl. Caroline. Caroline. Woo. Caroline. And that there were other musicians in that crowd. And one by one, he brought them up. And the music, it got loud. The band played on and on, with no one looking at their watch. And just when you thought it could not get any more intense, they would turn it up a notch. By this time, a harder rocking club would be impossible to find. And though no one was now drinking, the owner did not seem to mind. But there was someone in that room whose heart had not been changed. A heart that had grown so cruel and hard, you'd have thought it could never be arranged. And as the businessman exited the door, he heard someone complaining on the TV. It was the Grinch ranting against Christmas. And this businessman found that he agreed.
Tinsel fairy tales, day old stockings lined up
meeting strangers, and there be more spreading hope, and cheer mixed in with happiness, fraternal bliss, and of the Christmas light. And there's one more thing that I have discovered that I would now like you to know. The reason for Christmas, I now realize, is in its use to tolerate snow. Snow. I don't even like the sound of it. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yes. What is Christmas candles everywhere? A fire as on any other day. Children light them. No one seems to care. All for Christmas. Every year it returns here, and every year it's waiting for me. Why can't Christmas disappear and just pretend it never saw me? Every year I make my hopes up that it will somehow just leave. But every year I wait to find that once again it now is Christmas.
Then the girl, trying to be most discreet, followed him down the snow-covered streets. For in the dark she had now seen the bleeding of a wounded soul. Extreme. The man was nearing a toy shop where he could hear a music box kind of sound from a miniature carousel with its miniature horses, all circling faithfully around. And the little girl, who was wearing the Russian-style coat, followed, but could not help carefully looking inside at the horses and knights and the trains with their lights, as she was imagining they all were alive. Then that young girl turned to chase an elusive snowflake that was determined to reach the ground when she bumped into the old businessman and nearly knocked him down. Do you have any children? The child asked the man. No, was his instant reply. And though he said it in his firmest voice, in his heart, he knew he had lied. She watched the man walk past the church, where a song seemed to reach out to him. But the man just walked right past it, and he would not let it in.
In a stable, in a manger, in the cold winter's air, in the arms of his mother, a child's lying there. In a city, in a village, though the years have gone, the child still remains with, the dream still grows by, and each year on this night, the child reawakens, and each year on this night, that hope of begins, that the dream he has offered might one day be taken for the sake of our brother, for the child who's forgotten, for the dream that is still lying there. Oh, come, Lord, ye faithful, joyful, triumphant. the arms of his mother, a child's life there.
It seems the man was not always like the man he had become. And you may have wondered how that change had happened and when it had begun. In college, he met the girl who did become his wife. And when she told him they would soon be having a child, he knew he had the perfect time. But his wife had passed away during the delivery. And that is not all that was wrong. His newborn son had been cut off from oxygen, for which the doctor said was far too long. He'd never hold a job, the doctor said, learn to read or even talk. And it would be a miracle if he even learned to walk. He held that child in his arms, innocent in its way. But still he had not a single doubt when he put the child down and walked away. Then he asked for the child to be placed in a state-run home. And after he had signed the papers, he went into his life alone. And for the first time in many years, the man thought about his life, which is what we call the things we do before we fall asleep each night.
Time, standing all alone, I bled for you. I wanted to, each drop my own. Slowly they depart, but fall in vain. Desert rain, and still they fall on and on and on. I gotta get back to a reason. I gotta get back to a reason I once knew. And this late in the season, one by one, distractions fade from view. So, drifting through the dark, the sympathy of night's mercy inside my heart. Is your life the same? Gotta get back to a reason I once knew. And this late in the season, one by one, distractions fade from view. The only reason I have left is you.
So, he called up the institution where he had left his son to find out if he was still there and alive, wondering if the past could be undone. The operator told him that his son was still alive and had long ago learned to walk and could understand most things people said, but had never learned to talk. She told him that his son was now living in a boarding house hotel next to a hospital way uptown. But the file says the hospital is where he spends most of his time. Then she slowly gave him that address, which he carefully wrote down. So he got into a cab that took him to the hospital where he met a nurse by the front door who told him that his son worked with infants born prematurely up on the 17th floor. And once there, he saw his son, who looked like himself when he was a younger man, rocking back and forth in a rocking chair, a trembling infant who had been born directly into foster care. But in his arms, the child did not cry, but slept to silent lullabies. And as his son rocked that newborn back and forth until finally a dream was caught, but still at his rocking, his son faithfully kept till that poor child's trembling had also finally left. For you see, it is this way with each of us. We all need to be held at least twice. Once upon the day we are born, and once more when we leave this life.
Our hearts, I believe.